Hey, yo, what's going on? It's Ronan, man. But before the video starts, once again, I have to thank you again for all the love on the Resident Evil video, and on top of that, the Mighty Keith reaction video. Oh my god, 1,500 views, got almost 40-50 likes. Thank you so much. All right, and on top of that, 95 subscribers, 5 more away from 100, man. That's insane in my head right now. That's insane. I'm not gonna lie, that's absolutely insane. But today we got WatchMojo's top 20 gaming controversies so far. Let's just see what these gaming companies have been on, because you know these gaming companies, bro, if it ain't about this, they don't give a shit, man. They just don't. So other than that, let's get right into the video. Right, let's get into it. Come on. Yep, Overwatch. Bop bop.
Welcome to
I wish they would
WatchMojo.
bring that back, low key. Now that I'm playing Overwatch, I wish they would bring that back.
20 worst video
Jesus,
game
it takes forever to get a skin, dog.
of the century so far.
$20 a skin?
There's no
Jesus.
out for me.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most noteworthy controversies surrounding video games from the year 2000 to 2021. Which of these upset you the most? Share your thoughts.
I want to see if I remember some of
in the
these.
comments below.
I want to see if I remember some of these. I probably don't.
Number 20, No Man's Sky.
I do remember No
falls
Man's Sky.
short.
This was
the
funny.
release of No Man's Sky in 2016 marks an important moment in recent gaming history.
Well, I remember when No Man's Skies came out, bro. It was the most bare bones game ever. All right, I remember you started it off and it was really exciting at first, but then there's nothing. And I remember at the end of the game, like when you got to because I think you're supposed to get to like the end of the universe. It's just this cutscene of everything backing up, and you never see the end of the actual end of the universe. It's hilarious. I felt so bad for everybody who paid for this.
But
it was so bad, but it's better now. I heard it's a lot better now.
Games' Sean Murray spent a lot of time hyping players up with
he did.
lofty promises of a wholly unique space exploration experience.
It was funny.
However, when players got their hands on it, they were rightfully disappointed.
Yeah.
Multiple promised features, such as multiplayer, were
heavily
absent.
promised features.
One of the
It was
most
funny.
anticipated games of that year quickly became
so
a
much rage
painful
and
lesson
hatred videos,
in how
dog.
not to
So
market a
many.
game. Thankfully, the controversial launch has a happy ending.
It does.
Instead of letting it die,
They got
Hello Games
got
worked
a lot
on
better.
No Man's Sky, making constant improvement, and it's in a much better state today.
See, but if the game would have came out like it is now, probably would have sold a lot
Number
more.
19, The Last of Us Part 2 leaks.
Oh, the leaks!
In April,
yo, the leaks when the Last of Us Part 2 leaks came out, yo, they were like, what happened to Joel? What happened? Who? Abby? Oh, yeah, they were. It was like, ain't no way they will kill off the main character. I didn't believe it at first. I didn't think they were gonna do it, but then all the gameplays and stuff started coming out, and you're like, oh shit, these leaks were real. And then this game got all the hate it deserved.
Of 2020, videos showing gameplay and very crucial story details of The Last of Us Part 2
was crazy,
leaked
dog.
online. Some fans were upset about the revelations, even though they were without the context of the larger story. When it released a couple months later, it was relentlessly review-bombed on Metacritic. Many reviews went up
Joel,
as
bro,
soon
in like
as
the
the game
first
launched,
hour of the
meaning
game.
negative scores
Crazy.
came from those who likely didn't play it, let alone finish it. Reasons ranged from disappointment over the story.
You gotta finish a game to
far
review it,
more
bro. You
hateful,
can't halfway
like
do
the
a review,
inclusion
man.
of LGBT characters. What's worse is that some people
I don't know
who
who's
worked
mad
on the
about that.
game, like actress Laura Bailey, received online harassment and death threats.
Damn, nobody should be sending out death threats. That's fucked up. Damn. I do remember
18,
Abby though, boy. She was
Mass
boxing the
Effect
hell out
3's
them zombies.
ending. We understand the difficulty of creating a satisfying
Weirdly enough,
ending,
I've never
but
played
boy,
Mass
did
Effect.
BioWare
I probably
really
need to play
drop
Mass
the ball
Effect,
on
but I
Mass
do
Effect
remember
3.
the ending. People being mad about this
the
ending.
finale boiled down to 3 different decisions, meaning 3 different endings. However, considering the narrative and characters were cultivated from a plethora of decisions players made across the trilogy, they were
I really need to play this. I'll play it one day. I'll play all three of them one day.
Leading to the retake Mass Effect campaign that demanded a better
Because I don't think they're ever gonna make a.
There was even an investigation
like a
into
new
whether
one or a new
BioWare
version. I don't
had
think they're gonna do
misled
that.
players on how important their choices were. BioWare gave out free DLC to expand on the ending, but the damage had been done.
No matter how far we advance, we will remember the sacrifices of those who made it possible.
Number 17, GTA, the world's most controversial series. It seems that
What's
every time
controversial
Grand
about
Theft
GTA,
Auto
bro?
is in the
It's
mainstream
GTA.
news,
What
it's
do you think is
because
gonna
of
happen?
some new
It's gonna
controversy.
be some drugs. It's gonna
The
be some weed. It's
franchise
gonna be
has
some
drawn
torture.
debates
All right, it's gonna be
since
some
its inception,
guns.
but it grew more frequent
right.
in the 21st century. It has been criticized for glorifying violence, though each installment
It's so
has had its
stupid.
own
Oh my
specific
gosh.
controversy. San Andreas had its hot coffee debacle, where a deleted sex minigame was discovered in the code, resulting in a class action lawsuit and a re-release of the game. Then there was GTA 4,
So
which let
it was out of the
players
game
drive
and they
under the
still
influence,
that doesn't make
and GTA 5, which featured a mission where players had to graphically torture someone. We can only imagine what GTA
I do remember that mission,
6
yeah.
will bring.
Yeah, I was definitely about like 14 playing that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Number 16,
Probably shouldn't have been, but
real-life war in Fallujah. Although several FPS games have focused on the war in Iraq, they've mostly still followed fictional events. 6 Days in Fallujah, on the other hand, will chronicle a very real and very violent event.
There's a
And
game
that's
called
the
6 Days in
problem.
Fallujah.
Announced in 2009,
Damn.
the game was dropped by publisher Konami
Oh, I was about to say,
after
I've
immense
never
backlash.
heard. I was about
Many
to say.
were concerned
Yeah,
over the
that's kinda too
possibility
real.
of glorifying or trivializing the battle, which resulted in the deaths of around 800 civilians
Yeah,
among
that's
many
that's
others.
kind of too real.
In 2021, the game was
Jeez.
revived with publisher Victura, founded by the president
least in
of the
Call of Duty,
game's
they make it like
former
a
developer.
whole
The
random,
announcement
like
drew
it's random.
controversy again, with
Like-
many calling for a second cancellation.
Jeez.
6 Days in Fallujah releases in 2023. Needless to say, it will be a very interesting launch.
Oh, it's still coming out? I've never heard of this.
Number 15, the PSN hack. In April of 2011, the PlayStation Network was hit
actually
with one of the
remember this.
biggest
This
security
was so
breaches
funny.
in history. Around 70
I'm not gonna lie. Around this time, too, was it say 2011? I had an Xbox, and I remember all I heard from everybody who had a PlayStation growing up, bro. Yo, bro, I can't even get on my. Damn, I can't even get on my PlayStation no more, bro. I think it was like Christmas time. I was like, oh, that gotta suck, bro. Good thing I got me my Xbox 360. No, that's.
7 million accounts were put at
That
risk
shit was
following the
crazy.
breach, and online services for both the PlayStation 3 and PSP
They
went
got
down.
everybody's
In
shit,
a
bro. They got
baffling
everybody's
decision,
shit. It
Sony
was
chose
crazy.
not to inform its player base, stating the network was simply down from maintenance.
They didn't tell anybody?
Even if it
I don't
wasn't
remember that
clear
part.
that
That's
personal
crazy.
information was at risk, people deserve to know. However, Sony waited a week to inform anyone of that possibility.
Yeah, they got
This
everybody's stuff,
decision
bro.
drew
Everybody's
a lot
numbers,
of criticism
credit
from
card
government
information. They
bodies
got it all.
around the world,
That's
as well
sad,
as the
bro.
justifiably angry players.
I low-key
Sony
forgot
then
about
had to
this.
spend a lot
Whoa.
of time doing damage control.
In Tokyo, this is Martin Williams, IDG News Service.
Number 14, the Cyberpunk 2077 launch.
Bro, I don't know. For me personally, when Cyberpunk 2077 launched, I had no issues on my PC. Zero. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I look on the internet. Everybody's complaining about the Cyberpunk glitches and bugs. I'm like, I'm not seeing none of this. But it was mainly, those bugs and glitches were mainly on like Xbox Series S's and PlayStation 4s, and that's understandable. This Cyberpunk was not meant for old generation consoles, but you know what? After maybe 3 days, I did see like too bugs or glitches, but it was never too out of pocket crazy
No
like that.
Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2077
But it's a lot better now.
had an
If you haven't played the game,
exceptionally
go play it.
troubled
It's a
launch.
lot
However,
better now.
Given that
You
CD
don't have to worry
Projekt
about a
Red
damn
had
thing. It's
announced
really
the game
good.
in 2012,
Oh,
and
this game is still
previously
good in my
developed The Witcher,
opinion. It's very good.
excitement was much higher. When the game released in 2020, CD Projekt Red only allowed reviewers to play the PC version. Turns out, the studio was well aware
I think that's why.
of the
See, that's
multitude
why.
of technical issues
Yeah.
in the PS4 and Xbox One
Yeah,
versions.
see, yeah.
Consumers were, of
That shit
course,
was
frustrated,
horrible.
leading to
I think it was only like
refunds,
30 frames
Sony
per
removing
second,
it from
bro.
the
That's
PS
like,
Store,
nah,
stock
this game
drops
does not
for
need to be
CD
running 30 frames
Projekt's
per
parent
second.
company,
Way too
and
much stuff
a
in it.
lawsuit in which it had to pay
Ugh, look at that. Oh, that looks
$1.85
so
million.
assy.
We're grateful the studio
Ooh.
had worked to improve the issues, though it seems like the whole situation
Skippy.
could have been avoided.
I didn't give that gun back at all. I did not do that.
What are you doing?
Number 13.
Did not give that gun back.
No Russian.
No Russian.
Call of Duty features plenty of harrowing events, though there was
This shit was
one
crazy though.
in
Back in the day, this
that
shit was
the
kind of crazy. I
topic
didn't think
of
about it at the
heated
time, but it was
discussion.
kind of crazy.
One of the opening missions in Modern Warfare 2 has the
Yeah.
player as an undercover
This shit was
agent
kind of crazy back in the
partake
day. I'm
in
not
a
gonna lie
mass
to you.
shooting
I
at
didn't
a
even think
Russian
about it at the
airport.
time.
While the game gives the player the option to skip it,
Ooh.
the shocking violence
I'm not gonna lie to you. This has got low key. This just got me excited because in was it the new Modern Warfare 2 that came out, the end of the story, they said no Russian, so we already know it's gonna come. I want to see what they do. I want to see what Call of Duty does.
got everyone talking. Some saw it
I don't
as
think they're
the
gonna do it,
further
though. I don't think they're gonna
glorification
do
of
it. They might,
violence
though.
in video games. Some saw its inclusion
Also a
as
goated
pure
map,
shock
a
value,
goated COD
while
map, by the
others
way.
saw it as a necessary, albeit disturbing, piece of the story. Regardless, it
Yeah.
was censored in certain countries and, unsurprisingly, removed entirely from the Russian version.
Damn. Yeah.
Number 12.
Jeez.
Bethesda loses the love of the people.
Oh my, is this
Bethesda has lost the trust.
Fallout 76? God, I love Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is probably one of my favorite games. I love Fallout 4. I love the story. I love everything about Fallout 4. When 76 came out, I'm happy I didn't waste my money, by the way. This was, bro, there was no NPCs to talk to. It was just an open world full of nothingness. I was like, how did you go from having this nice story-based game with different characters, different side missions, different factions all over the place to this? It made no sense to me at all how we go from 4 to 76. It was mind-blowing. I didn't understand
From
it.
a
It
significant
hurt my
portion
brain.
of its player base. The studio that saved Fallout from death
Oh,
and
look at
wowed
Skyrim,
us
bro.
with the Elder Scrolls
How?
has since made some very problematic decisions.
Stupid,
In
by the way.
2015,
Look
it
at
tried
that.
to
Oh.
charge Steam players for Skyrim mods while planning to only give
I
the
remember
creator
that.
25% of the profits.
That's
Of course,
crazy.
the studio's biggest blunder was the launch of Fallout 76.
Ugh.
From the moment it was announced as an online multiplayer game with no NPCs,
No NPCs.
fans felt uneasy.
So
Those
garbage.
feelings were unfortunately justified.
So many bugs
The
and glitches, and it
bug-filled
was just-
open
it was
world
bad.
felt repetitive and empty. The
Ooh.
controversies kept coming post-launch, including the Power Armor Edition fiasco, a data breach, and reports of forced crunch. Number 11, the Manhunt 2 rating. Rockstar is obviously no stranger to controversy.
Manhunt
being the
is a
studio
crazy
behind
game.
Grand
I'm not gonna lie
Theft
to you.
Auto. But
I never
Manhunt
played it. I
2
watched
was
videos on it.
certainly
It
the
is a
most
crazy
violent
game.
game it had made up to that
Jeez.
point. It was seen as so extreme, in fact, that the UK and Ireland refused to rate it. In
It's
the
understandable.
US, it received an adults-only rating. This essentially would have killed it, since Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft don't allow adult-only games on their systems. Rockstar had to heavily censor it for a mature rating, including the removal of a scoring system based on how violent your kills were. The censorship did fix the issue, but Manhunt 2 was still banned in several countries, including New Zealand and
Oof.
Germany.
That's what I like to see. I'm proud of you, brother.
Number 10.
Damn.
BioWare's mismanagement. Sadly, it wasn't just the ending of Mass Effect 3 BioWare had to deal with. Following the dissatisfying
Armada
launches
was
of Mass
bad.
Effect Andromeda and Anthem, an article from Kotaku's Jason Schreier in 2019
remember everybody's
exposed
making
the
fun of
many
the faces.
roots
They're
of
all
the
making fun
problem.
of the faces.
A
and stuff. It was
severe
crazy.
lack of leadership and direction,
Anthem.
particularly during the
Bro, they messed up Anthem so bad. This was their biggest fumble, in my opinion. Anthem could have been that game. Anthem could have been the God, what's that game called? It could have been the Destiny killer, low key. Could have killed off Destiny completely, but they messed it up. They messed it up. All right. So all to it to Destiny, man. But they really could have. It's crazy. Iron Man suits, dog. How do you mess up Iron Man suits?
The development of Anthem
crazy.
has warranted
Iron Man
extreme
suits. You messed up
frustration from
Iron
its
Man
employees.
suits.
It has led
That's
to
ridiculous.
rushed deadlines and extreme reworkings in design, all while dealing with pressure from parent company EA. The studio still commands a certain respect for how many great RPGs it has given us.
It's so
in both
crazy how
the
you mess up an
sci-fi
Iron
and
Man suit
fantasy
type of game, bro.
genres. We just really hope to see it return to form someday soon.
Good. I was starting to
they
wonder
do
who was
need
in
to-
charge around here.
Number 9. The closing of Telltale Games.
Oh my God, this hurt me so. I love Telltale games. This was hurt me so much, bro. The stories be banging every time, no matter what. Even the Borderlands story hidden. Oh my God, and we didn't even talk about this. This was 10 out of 10. All right, Lee Clement, 10 out of 10. We need to talk about that, bro. Oh, one of my favorite
Telltale
games.
grew popular with incredible storytelling in The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead. Suddenly, point-and-click adventures
me,
were back,
this is better than
and
the
the
series.
studio began
Alright.
buying rights to various popular IPs. However, that in part proved to be its downfall. It took on too many projects, leading to crunch. It also refused to deviate from the formula that made it popular, leading to increasingly blander releases. The expensive rights and dwindling sales eventually led Telltale to laying off all employees in 2018,
I remember
save
this. It
for
was
a
sad.
small number left for necessary duties. Much worse, the fired employees were given no severance, but were given a 30-minute time frame to leave the building. The Telltale brand may have been saved through acquisition, but this was appalling.
It
They are coming back with
someone
a
definitely
Wolf Among
bought it
Us
from
2.
outside, right?
So
Number 8.
Yeah.
The absent Star Citizen. In 2012,
Star
Cloud
Citizen,
Imperium
gosh.
Games announced Star Citizen, a sci-fi FPS MMO
we need to talk about this, bro.
A Kickstarter campaign earned it $2 million with
I've heard about this, bro. They have put some people have put a dumb amount of money into this game, and it's still not out yet. Like they have put tens of thousands of dollars in this game and not have seen it for years. No. That's crazy.
with a planned
That's
2014 release. As we all know, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Although the Kickstarter finished long ago, the studio has continued earning funds by selling in-game content.
That's
As of September
crazy.
2022, a decade after announcement,
Decade.
it has received $500 million in crowdfunding and $63.25 million from private investors. Many initial backers have struggled in getting refunds, making it all feel crummier. Despite in-development sections being released, the game still isn't out.
It's never
We'd
coming out.
really like to believe this isn't one of the biggest scams in gaming history.
Biggest scam ever.
But that grows harder with each passing year.
Scammer gets scammed, bro. That's crazy. This never coming out.
Number 7. Severe mistreatment of employees.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
It's
talk about
a
Blizzard.
depressing fact that
Blizzard.
we have to lump so
Blizzard on
many
some other
companies
stuff.
together when it comes to how poorly
my
they treat
gosh.
their employees. In recent years,
You see the stuff that came out about Blizzard, dog? Bro, Blizzard was off something, bro. They had some weird stuff going on, bro. Weird. Jesus.
multiple studios have been surrounded by controversy due to forced crunch. Some of the
all this
biggest
the
names
sexual
in
harassment,
gaming,
bro. It's
from Naughty Dog
crazy.
to Rockstar, from
was
CD
even going
Projekt
on.
Red
That's
to
crazy.
EA, have grievously overworked their employees.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it isn't limited to crunch. Other studios such as Ubisoft, Riot, and Activision Blizzard have been the subject of multiple sexual harassment allegations and lawsuits. Video games are hard enough to make as it is without having to worry about your health and safety. What's even more upsetting than how many studios we already named,
you think they'd be focusing on the game, bro?
We didn't.
Hey!
Oh, I hate this game. I hate Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's too much. It's too much game.
Number
Too much.
6. Konami's
I don't like it.
fall from grace.
It's just like 500 or
Konami's
400 hours.
legacy
It's
stretches
ridiculous.
far back, with plenty of arcade classics and stellar console IPs. But its time of greatness has long since passed. In 2015, the studio had a very public falling out with director Hideo Kojima.
I remember this.
It removed Kojima from its listings and marketing material and banned him from attending the 2015 Game Awards. It also canceled his Silent Hills project with Guillermo del Toro, despite very positive reception to the playable teaser. Konami seemed not interested in games at all, focusing more on merchandising its IPs to the displeasure of many fans. On top of all that, it has treated employees very
There's a second one coming
like
up.
filing complaints with any company that hired former workers and preventing Kojima production employees from getting
the realest to do it, bro, and then not make that Silent Hill game that everybody's low-key been waiting on. That's kind of crazy.
Number 5, EA's mismanagement of Star Wars.
This shit was so bad, bro. All you had to do to be good at this game was pre-order it, pay like another $20, and you get every gun in the game. You got the best gun in the game. You were ridiculous. The only thing somewhat fun about this was playing as the Jedis and stuff. That was about it. Everything else, ass.
EA was far from anyone's favorite company when it picked up the Star Wars license. That doesn't mean it didn't consistently hurt the fandom with its decisions. It revived the Battlefront series in 2015.
Talk about this Battlefront 2, bro. That backlash was ridiculous.
Of course, that was nothing compared to the infamous loot box controversy surrounding the game's 2017
they had to shut the whole thing down just because of the loot box situation.
Government response. Also, we're still not over the cancellation of Project Ragtag, a single-player experience led by Uncharted creator Amy Hennig at Visceral Games, the studio behind Dead Space. What hurt more than the cancellation was the immediate closure of Visceral. That's just cold. But hey, at least Fallen Order was good.
Oh my god, Fallen Order.
It's time someone came.
Second one about to come out. Yes, I gotta play it. I'm gonna play it. Play the hell out of it. I can't wait on second Fallen Order, bro. It looked tough. All right. We not gonna be no little baby Jedi no more. Learning how to double jump. We gonna have it all. I'm gonna mess with it. I'm waiting on it.
Number 4, microtransactions.
In what? Everything?
Since the advent of DLC, developers and publishers have been coming up with all kinds of ways to get some extra money from their players.
Yeah, it's been getting real scummy nowadays. But it's been getting a little better. It's been getting a little better now, but some of it is still kind of scummy. All right.
Grown more and more frequent in
especially with Overwatch. $20 for one skin. It's kind of crazy.
If one launches without them, and many breathe a sigh of relief. Some are certainly more predatory than others in their implementation.
Definitely. I don't want to talk about Apex. I don't want to talk about Apex, bro. I've been playing that game ever since it came out. I still have gotten none of those crystals to get like those special weapons. I've gotten none of those still to this day. Jesus.
And they usually get such a negative reception from players. We lament the days when alternate costumes and weapons could just be unlocked by playing, but that's quickly becoming a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Number 3, Blizzard's many faults.
Blizzard,
honestly,
back to Blizzard.
If we didn't
They're just bad, man. I don't know what's going on with Blizzard, man.
One spot, they would have taken up a quarter of the list. In recent
I've never played Hearthstone. I don't think I will.
Blizzard has been hit with multiple sexual harassment allegations, with reports detailing a frat boy culture. It's clearly an incredibly toxic
some of the stuff I've heard, bro.
Though the studio has made it clear it doesn't really care about its players either. In 2019, it banned professional Hearthstone player Blitzchung and took
I
his
remember
winnings
this. Yeah, they did ban. They banned him.
Protesters in Hong Kong. The announcement and launch of Diablo Immortal were met with extreme
I forgot about
backlash
it. They banned
due to
him.
it being a predatory mobile game. Additionally, Warcraft 3 Reforged and Overwatch 2 were surrounded by their own brands of controversy. It seems Blizzard can't do anything right.
Play of the game.
What is it?
Number 2. Gamergate.
I guess Overwatch 2 is the only
Gamergate
thing they're
may
really
have
doing
ended
somewhat
some time
okay right
ago,
now.
but its effects were widespread and long-lasting.
What is
The
Gamergate?
movement, if you can call it that, began in 2014. Game
I don't remember
developer
this.
Zoe Quinn was the target of extensive harassment after their ex-boyfriend falsely claimed they were in a relationship with a Kotaku reporter in exchange for a good review of their game, Depression Quest. The
Damn.
wave of vitriol that came her way was inexcusable and disgusting. But it didn't stop there. Self-proclaimed Gamergaters then moved on to harassing and threatening other prominent women in games media, such as
Damn.
developer Brianna Wu and critic Anita Sarkeesian.
That's fucked up.
No
This is
one
fucked up.
deserves the types of threats they received, and it was all one awful, embarrassing mess.
I don't understand that, bro. It's just
Be sure to subscribe to our channel
Just
and
the
ring the
whole
bell to get
community is
notified
just
about our latest
fucking
videos.
full of hate.
You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your
yeah.
phone,
Yeah, do
make
that,
sure to
do
go into
that,
your
do
settings
what they're
and
saying,
switch
but
on
my channel,
notifications.
and do it for theirs too, but also mine. But do it for theirs.
Number 1. Violence in video games.
Oh, this is the stupidest thing ever.
It seems no matter the era, violent acts will always be attributed to violence.
It's
in
stupid. It's the
entertainment.
stupidest
Video
thing.
games in particular.
There's been an abundant amount of studies that show that just because you play a violent video game doesn't mean you have violent tendencies. It's just dumb. There's multiple studies on it now, so it's scientifically proven that that's not the case. But yet, people are still gonna use it. Politicians are still gonna use it. That's just how it's gonna be. But as long as you know, you get your information, and you see that it doesn't affect you, it's fine. As long as you know, that's all you need. That's all that matters. Because they're gonna use it no matter what.
Countless times in the U.S. following exceptionally brutal events.
Ugh.
If news comes
Doom
out
is
that a
so good.
shooter
Ugh.
enjoyed video games, you can bet that's where the finger of blame will be pointed.
Yeah, they're just gonna put the
Never
blame on it
mind
forever.
the fact that violent games launch in other parts of the world without issues, or that worldwide studies have proven no correlation.
Speak
It
on
isn't
it.
just that video
Speak
games
on it.
are foolishly held responsible for horrific acts. But these claims detract from the real problems, whether they be mental health issues
Speak
or
on it.
regulations on certain firearms.
Speak on it.
Sadly,
Exactly.
the frequency of these claims shows some may never understand.
We're also finna get. We might get a new Mortal Kombat 12 with all new characters and stuff like that. So that's gonna be fire.
Did
It's
you
gonna be
enjoy
fire.
this video?
All right, that was actually very informative. Also, Blizzard is crazy, and all that. Oh my God, that stuff with Fallout, bruh. Stuff with Fallout, it still hurts me today, bruh. How they go from 4 and 3 and 2 to 76, it just does not correlate. And from Sky, it just does not correlate. It was crazy to me at the time. And all that stuff about the hate groups and the Blizzard and all that her sexual harassment stuff. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. But I think some of those companies are getting better, and I think stuff is pushing forward, and hopefully we won't see too many controversies in the near future. But I hope you enjoyed the video. You got to do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's been a boy Ron. Hope you have a good day and all that. Deuce.